$200 billion. That is the size of a brand new market that did not exist a few years ago. And this morning in Taiwan, the most valuable company on earth said it is coming for it. Okay. The company is NVIDIA. You've heard of them. They make the chips that power AI. And their CEO got on stage this weekend in Taiwan and said, this is bigger than the smartphone. He said they are reinventing the computer, the thing that I'm using for this live stream. Got a big old MSI computer right here, desktop, powerful. They are reinventing the computer, your desktop, your laptop. The first real reinvention in 40 years. That's what NVIDIA is doing. Can you believe that? Can you all believe that? I want to play a video for you guys. And I also want to show you what NVIDIA said they're doing. Check out this article right here. CNBC broke June 1st. NVIDIA jumps into PCs with new ARM-based chip debuting in laptops from Microsoft, Dell, and HP. Let's listen to what NVIDIA is doing to kick this show off.
If you want to run digital biology, no problem. If you want to do seismic processing, no problem. You want astrophysics, no problem. Everything associated with CUDA, all the physics, all the biology, all the genomics, all the AI, no problem. All the computer graphics, no problem. Every single application NVIDIA has ever created and every single application that Windows has ever run. Microsoft and NVIDIA meticulously optimized everything so that this computer literally runs everything the world has ever created, plus it now runs agents. An incredible computer. I'm so proud of it.
Ain't that something? Look at that. Fresh news this morning coming to you from the Daily Climb Show. Now, I want to hold that thought for a second, because here's the thing that should make you guys start thinking early this morning, waking up on the same weekend that the chip got announced. The smartest people in money got into a public fight. One side is saying AI is taking your job right now. The other side says there's zero proof of that. Both sides are billionaires. Both sides have the data, and they completely disagree. You got to think about that, right? You got two billionaires gather data. One side is saying AI is taking jobs. The other side is saying, nope, that's not it at all. And it's a bunch of hogwash, and CEOs are just doing this copycat thing. So today, what are we going to do? We're going to settle it. 3 things that are hitting you this morning. 1, the computer just got reinvented. New money, new jobs. 2, the great disagreement. Is AI really taking jobs? I want you guys to weigh in on this one as well. And 3, the door into a job changed. So did the proof that you need. And underneath all 3 that we're going to be talking about today, the same lesson that we say every single morning. The machine, the AI, took the coordinating role. So you go and do what it cannot do. And you go where it's not. That's the goal. I want you guys to type signal in the chat if you feel the ground moving under your job right now. Type signal in the chat. And real quick, before we go deep, if you are new here, this show is about business intelligence translated into career strategy. Let's start with the chips. Let's start with that chip. I'm going to say that chip. It's a hot chip. Just imagine one company coming out with a chip that does everything and reinvents the laptop. This is not just tech news, guys. This is a map of where the money is going. Here's what happened. NVIDIA, their CEO, Jensen Huang, he got on stage in Taiwan this morning, early morning, or evening, or late night. And he unveiled a new chip. They call it the N1X. And it goes inside something called the RTX Spark. In plain English, it is a brand new brain for your laptop, built for AI from the ground up. And here's the quote that I want you guys to think about and potentially even write down. He said, "This is as big as the phone becoming the smartphone." That's what he said. And he said it is the first reinvented computer in 40 years. New laptops this fall from Microsoft, from Dell, from HP, from Lenovo, from Asus. And the market agreed with them because before the bell this morning, the software companies jumped. Look at the software stocks. Look at it right here. The software company, the stocks blew up. I want to take you guys to a video real quick. Get to the market. Look at this CNBC article. ARM, IBM, HP soar as NVIDIA chip reinvention extends software stocks. Let's go to this real quick, okay? This is from Bloomberg Television, released on the close of 5/8.
Countdown is on. Everything you need to get the edge at the end of the market day. This is The Close.
Live from Studio 2 at Bloomberg headquarters in New York, I'm Scarlett Fu.
And I'm Isabel Lee. We're both in for Katie Greifeld and Romaine Bostic, who spent an entire week at Milken in LA. But this is where we stand on this Friday here in the US. We're going to bring you to the market close. You're looking at a NASDAQ that's up almost 2%. So stocks are actually, I know it's only May, but they're on track for a double-digit rally, according to Bank of America. And so few and so ferocious has this rally been that only few episodes have happened in history. Then we're looking at the stocks ETF or index, rather. This is the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. You see a huge pop there, up by nearly 5%. The biggest gainers, of course, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and Micron. And you have oil there edging higher by 0.8%. We have the...
I want to stop it there because chip stocks has been going up since May, last month, okay? Since last month. Now, why does this matter for your career? Because here's the thing, guys. The money does not lie. When billions of dollars move into one lane, the jobs follow about a year behind. And here's the part that nobody's going to say out loud. Nobody's going to talk about this on Bloomberg. Nobody's going to talk about it on CNBC. Nobody's going to tell you guys how to get prepared for this. That's why we do this show. Look at what NVIDIA is doing with hiring. While the rest of tech is pulling back on hiring, guess what NVIDIA is doing? NVIDIA is spending to win. That's what NVIDIA is doing. They are spending to win. These are base salaries, guys. I came across this article from Business Insider. NVIDIA salaries revealed how much the AI giant pays software engineers and researchers as it ramps up H-1B hiring. A software engineer there can make up to $391,000 just in base pay. And here's the tell. While Google cut its specialized hiring more than half and Amazon pulled back too, NVIDIA went the other way. They said, we're going to hire more. NVIDIA is going the traditional way, if you guys don't understand that, right? They're growing as a company. So what are they doing? With revenues going up, they're hiring more people. You see the disconnect happening at a lot of the other companies where revenue's going up and they're laying people off. We're going to be going back a year from now, revealing those companies and seeing exactly what they got right and what they got wrong. But I want you guys to read the signal here. The company at the center of the AI build is paying top dollar for people who build and run the infrastructure. Now you might be saying, oh man, Antoine, I'm not gonna make $391,000 a year. That is fine. That is completely fine. That is not my point. The point is that not everybody's going to make $391,000 a year. Completely true. The point is the direction. The money is flowing to build. The money is flowing to hardware. The money is flowing to chips. The money is flowing to the systems that power AI, not the coordinating layer in the middle. So the move is pretty simple. Get as close to the money as you can. Even one step away from it pays. Even two steps away from it pays. But that's it. I want you guys to type builder in the chat if you want to move toward the build or you already are moving towards the build. Type builder in the chat. Okay. Now look at this. If that chip story made you feel a step behind, like, oh, I need to get my stuff in order. It's a 6 month of the year. I need to get my stuff in order. I need to go towards where this money is, where Antoine is talking about. I need to get part of AI. Good. That feeling that you're getting right now is information. And that's what we give on this show. We give a whole bunch of information. Well, let me give you somewhere to put that feeling. I took everything that we cover on this show, all the data, all the frameworks, and I put it into one free resource, the 2026 Career Protection Playbook. Here's what's inside of it. First, you get your AI automation risk zone. Are you in the building lane right now? Or are you in the coordinating lane? I like to say builders and coordinators. Builders are going to be running the world right now, and they are running the world right now. Coordination that's happening right now is like middle management, and all you're doing is being a person who is micromanaging people and basically delivering data from the people above you and the people below you. And that is being completely disrupted. Second, you get the 5 skills that actually matter in 2026, not 50 things, 5. And third, you get a 30-day quick start action plan day by day so that there's no guessing. And fourth, you get a weekend action plan with 5 specific moves that you can make Saturday and Sunday. And fifth, the Daily Climb newsletter sent to you Monday through Friday, the full recap of everything that we cover on this show straight to your inbox. So even if you missed the live show, you never miss the intelligence. It is completely free. Go to nextionheights.com. Okay. Link is in the description. Type playbook and Cam will drop the link into the chat. Now let's move on to segment 2, okay? We're going to keep going along on this show. We talked about, when we opened the show, we talked about the fight, the billionaire fight. 2 billionaires, one saying that AI is taking jobs, the other one saying, no, man, that's not happening. It's not true. Both of them have data to kind of back it up. So here's the fight, and it broke out this weekend. As I mentioned, on one side, a top economist at a giant firm called Apollo. His name is Torsten Sloke. He wrote a blog post on Friday. And he said it plain. He said there is 0 evidence of job losses because of AI. 0. He says companies are actually hiring people who have AI skills. That's what Torsten said. 0 evidence. Okay. This is the article that I came across in Business Insider right here. And this is Torsten Sloke. He's a chief economist of Apollo Global Management. And he is not alone. Over the weekend as well, big names agree with him. The CEO of Box, the CEO of Dell, even the head of Goldman Sachs. He even gave it a fancy name. He said the Jevons paradox. It means when something gets cheaper, people use way more of it. So cheaper AI creates more demand, and more demand needs more people. That's what Torsten is saying. Okay, so that's one side of the story. And if you're using AI, you can almost see that this is going to paint the picture, because think about this. As more people, especially bigger companies, start to create their own apps, develop their own tools, they're going to need more people to support that. You can't support it. And if you are a one-man shop, a solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, starting your own business, you're going to one day want to get away from doing the busy work. So therefore, you're going to have to hire a person to help support the things that you've already created for your company. They're going to need eventually get out of the weeds, and then they're going to have to hire more people. So it's going to create jobs. It makes a lot of sense what Torsten is saying, especially if you're using AI. Now, again, that's one side. Now, here's the other side. Because at least a dozen big companies name AI as the reason for cutting people this year. What are those companies? Who are those companies? Companies that named AI as the reason why they cut it. Okay, we'll go to these companies. All right. These are the companies right here. You got Block. You got Cisco. You got Atlassian. You got Cloudflare. You got Coinbase. You got IBM. You got Snap. These are the companies. A survey of executives found something crazy. 99% of them expect AI to mean at least some job cuts in the next 2 years. So who is right? The economist who says 0, or the executives who say it is coming? Who is right? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Who do you think is right? Hey, let's go to a video that I want to share with you guys called Leaders of Top AI Companies Divided on Job Market Impact. Let's listen to this, a little bit of this real quick. We're going to play about a minute and 45 seconds of it.
CEOs of 2 major artificial intelligence companies are split on whether AI will cost people their jobs. Anthropic co-founder Chris Olah says there is a real possibility that AI will displace human labor at a very large scale. But OpenAI Sam Altman is walking back some of his previous warnings, saying AI is, quote, unlikely to cause a jobs apocalypse. So where do things stand? Senior AI reporter at Axios, Madison Mills, is here to break it all down for us. Hi, Madison. Nice to see you again. So we're seeing some pretty stark differences coming out of some really big companies here. Meta just let go of thousands of employees after investing in AI. And then you have Uber's COO saying AI costs are getting harder to justify. So what do you think that all says about the actual impact AI is having on jobs?
Yeah, we're sort of at this messy middle for corporate America when it comes to AI. And it's really scary for workers when they hear these CEOs, especially in the AI space, coming out and saying that this technology, which they see closely every day, could replace thousands and thousands of jobs. But when I go and look at the earnings reports from companies that have just laid people off and said that it's in part due to AI, when I talk to employees who were just fired, it's a much muddier picture. And I think that that's important for employees to hear, because we're seeing this have an impact on wage growth. For example, we're seeing people not asking for raises because they're so scared that AI is going to replace their jobs, but we're not actually seeing huge evidence of that. Of course, there are some roles that are ripe for disruption when it comes to AI, but even something like software engineers, which many sources over the last few months have told me will be 100% replaced due to AI, those jobs by humans are up over the last 6 months.
Jobs are up. Although you got a whole bunch of people say those were going to be the first people who were eliminated. Software engineers. Software engineer jobs are up. So if this is going the way the data is starting to make itself clear, AI is going to create so much demand that everybody's going to have an opportunity to work. Here's the truth. And this is me talking from the data. And this is the whole show, by the way. I think they are both right. They are just looking at two different economies. The economist is right that the build is hiring. Think about that. Anything that is building AI, anything that's on the build side of things, just like we talked about where I said, if you're a solopreneur or somebody who's actually using AI, and you're using it, you're going to create things more faster. You're going to need somebody to support that. Then you're going to be hiring. Chips, hardware, AI infrastructure, that side is on fire, just like NVIDIA showed us. But the executives are right too, because the coordinator layer is getting cut. You think about it, okay? Well, if you had somebody who was managing and you have AI, and now you kind of got a way for you to be able to get that information to the right people at the right time by sending reports and having all that sort of stuff automated. Kind of makes sense, right? The coordinator layer is getting cut. The people in the middle are getting cut. The people who passed work along, the people who sat between the boss and the builder, they're getting cut. And that is the split that we talk about every single day. The builder economy is hiring. The coordinator economy is shrinking. And here's the proof that it's real. A leader at Cisco said it straight. She said adopting AI is like surgery without the drugs. Painful, but they are doing it anyway. That's what she said. She said adopting AI is like surgery without the drugs. Painful, but they're going to do it anyway. Even the bosses pushing AI admit it is messy. If you're using it, you know it can be messy. A survey found half of the leaders say adding AI is tearing their company apart. So here's the thing. Do not pick a side in this fight. I want you guys to see the whole board. One economy is building. And it goes back to my premise of the people who are taking advantage of this right now are the ones that's really getting to the money. People who's using it and leveraging it, and building apps and building communities behind it. They're the ones that's making the money. Then you got the people who are sitting back and thinking that their old ways are going to continue to work for them. There's the ones that being cut. Your only job is to know which side you are standing in. Type signal in the chat if your job lives in the middle coordinator layer. So I'm gonna tell you like that, if your job is in the middle coordinator layer and you're not doing anything about it, we need to have a talk, okay? We need to have a talk, you and me. We need to have a private one-on-one talk.